Hello and welcome. My name is Kim Lopez Gallagher, and I am your professor for this online class, which is History 202G Introduction to Recent American History. Welcome. This is our first day of class. Today is August 15th, and this is the first day of classes at NMSU Alamogordo. So I'm very excited about starting a new school year, academic year here at the college. And I hope you're ready to and excited about the new semester. So I'm looking forward to working with all of you in this class. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, this is an announcement. And so every week I will be posting these announcements to the class, and you'll find them under announcements, but they'll pop up on the front page of our class. So it's going to be very important um, to watch these announcements every week, okay? And I'll try to make them short so that they don't take up too much time. But in these announcements, I tell you about what's coming up for the week. I give you kind of helpful tips for how to approach the material and the assignments, and maybe talk about some current events that have relevance for our class as well. So again, it's very critical that you watch these announcements so that you can keep up with what's going on in our class. Okay, so that's what this is. This is the first announcement of our class. Okay, so for this week, this is a short week for the school for the semester. It just runs from now until Friday. So, but this is considered week one. So for this week, this is your time to get oriented to our class, and so that's what you should work on. And the way you get oriented in the class is by working through the Start Here module. Okay, so the Start Here module has multiple pages in it, and if you are familiar with online classes here at NMSUA, you're probably familiar with Start Here modules. They are very important to the class because they have all the information that you need in order to work in the class and to succeed in the class. So it's very critical that you read through carefully each page of the Start Here module. And the kind of information that you'll find will be the syllabus, the course schedule, policies about the class, in terms of late work, assignments, services that are available here at the college. So these are all very important parts of your experience here. So it's important that you read all about that. Okay, so work through the Start Here module, and there is also some work to do, okay, this week. So there is an introduction discussion that you'll see at the end of the Start Here module, and your introduction discussion will be due August 19th, which is Sunday. All right, so post to that, and it'll be due at 11 p.m. Okay, this is kind of important because I know many of you might be used to 11:59. Everything in my class is always due at 11 o'clock. Okay, so keep that in mind. And also regarding discussions, it's required in every discussion, starting with your introduction discussion, that you post your first response, your initial post, 48 hours before the due date. Okay, so that's very important. Don't miss that because you'll lose points. Okay, we don't want to lose points. All right, so that's important to remember for discussion. And then also there's going to be a quiz on the Start Here module and the syllabus for the class that will be due on August 24th, which is next Friday. Okay, so you've got some work to do here. All right, so that is coming up for this week. Now, next week we will start studying history. All right, and we'll start with Module 1. And once you finish your Start Here module, go ahead and charge ahead. I think you should be able to access Module 1. Module 1 is going to cover Reconstruction and the Gilded Age. And it's an interesting thing because this is, over 100 years ago, this history. But the issues that were important then are still important for us now. I mean, it's incredible. We're still having discussions about race that, and then they were having discussions about race. So it's interesting how these issues have stayed with the United States and our American society. Okay, so go ahead and get started with that once you finish the Start Here module. Then in module 1.2, I'll talk more about this next week, there is going to be a group project that goes along with our study of industrialization in the late 19th century. I have already set your groups up, so if you really want to get on top of things, you can meet your group members and say hello. That would be wonderful. And also, the reading begins with chapter 22. I believe I have a PDF of the chapter in our materials. I'll make sure that I do if you don't see it now, but I'll make sure it's there. So if you have trouble, if you haven't got your book or whatever, at least you have that first chapter, and that will be there. Okay, then also, this is a history class, so we're studying history, but history has a lot to do with current events and vice versa, so I really want to encourage you to keep up with current events and get news from good sources. Okay, don't just count on what pops up in your social media feeds. Look at things like the New York Times, the Washington Post. Google News is a really good way to see from news from a lot of different sources, and it's free. So keep up with current events. I will expect that you do that. Okay, this has been a long announcement, so I need to end it now so that it can upload properly. I hope you all have a really good semester. If you have any questions or if you need any assistance, please contact me. Communication is key to success, especially in an online class, because we don't see each other in a face-to-face setting. So make sure that you keep in touch with me and ask me questions if you have any confusion, any issues, okay? You can reach me through inbox on Canvas. That's probably the best way to communicate with me, or you can call my office, okay? So communication is key, all right? Okay, so I wish you all have a great semester. I hope we all have a good semester, and I'm looking forward to it. Okay, thank you. I'll see you next week.